Okay, I'm going to speak today about the way, for example, English and Spanish are different, are very different when it comes to saying things. For example, in Spanish we tend to be very direct, okay, in a very direct way. Okay, for example, when it comes to speaking, for example, when we go to a shop, to a baker's, we can say something like, "Give me a loaf of bread." Okay, uh, which, if we translate it to English, would sound very, very rude, very harsh. Okay, so English, we tend to soften the message. We tend to be more indirect. So we have to say something like, "Could I have a loaf of bread, please?" or something like that. Okay. Okay. When it comes to writing, especially formal letters, this is essential. This is very important. Okay, to soften the message, to be tactful, to have tact. Okay, a certain sense of tact. Okay, for example, okay, and this is a mistake that a lot of students make when it comes to writing a complaint letter, a letter of complaint. Um, some people say things that would sound very aggressive in English, like, for example, I request some kind of compensation, or otherwise I will take you to court. You can't say that in English. We have to avoid that when writing formal letters. Okay, when it comes to when we are writing formal letters in English, we tend to say things like, um, I think we should deserve some kind of compensations, or otherwise we'll be forced to take some legal action. Okay, so we prefer, for example, more impersonal sentences, passive sentences, to sound more objective, more to sound softer than the using, for example, the aggressive you sentences. So when we are writing formal letters, it is essential that we avoid the you sentences with you, or as it is called, the aggressive you, the pointing you, the one that is pointing the reader. So anyway, generally speaking, um we have to say, we have to establish a very big difference between Spanish and English. In English, we tend to be much softer. We tend to soften the message. We are more indirect, okay, and more polite in a way. Whereas Spanish is works differently. I'm not saying that it's less polite, but it's has different conventions. So I'm not saying that English is more polite than the other, but the conventions are different. And this is it. Okay, thank you very much, and that's all I had to say.